Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ange if you haven't met me before, and today I'm going to be doing quite a few different plant chores around my house, and I do have a grow tent that I've been meaning to kind of update and add some shelving units into to kind of maximize the space that I have. I've been putting that off for a really long time, so I thought today was the day that I'm actually going to do that. I actually do want to try and propagate my variegated Monstera, my Thai Constellation. This is also something that I've been wanting to do, but I'm a little bit nervous about it, so we're going to see if I actually get the courage to actually do that today. But before we get into this video, if you haven't already, then hit subscribe if you like planty content, and let's go update my grow tent. So this is my current setup for my Mars Hydro grow tent. This is not a sponsored video, but I did get given this tent quite a few months ago. So if you want to see me set this guy up, then I will pop the link in the description box down below. But this is what I have at the moment. So all my plants actually really love being in this grow tent. They are a little bit sun bleached, as you can see with the Gloriosum. It's getting a little bit too much light, and there's just not a lot of space maximized in this grow tent. So I am actually thinking that I want to add some shelving units in there to kind of maximize the light, and therefore it actually will cut off a little bit of the light as well to some of those plants that don't need as much direct sun, and then popping the like Hoyas and things higher up in the grow tent. So I did get some shelving units. I got these like shoe racks from the dollar store ages ago, and they were really cheap. They were $15 each. I got 2 of them. So I thought these would be actually good to go on the grow tent because you can see through the shelves, so it would let the light like trickle through. So we're gonna set these up and see how they work. Okay, so I really kind of struggled with this one. There were no instructions and things didn't go in easily, but I got there in the end while Cash looks at me disapprovingly. I would definitely recommend, if you're looking for cheap shelving units, then check out your dollar stores, because I didn't really care if they were ugly. They're not going to be seen, they're in the tent, so dollar stores all the way. Alright, so I just got both of them set up. They're actually a lot taller than I thought they would be. You can see they go up to like my hips. I also did not measure the grow tent before I purchased these, so let's hope that they fit. I think the first thing I'm going to do is actually clear all the plants out of the grow tent, double check there's no pests because I did have some spider mite issues, clean it out, and then pop all the plants back in. So let's go do that. Alright, so I am going to just have a little look at what's going on inside. Everything grows really nicely in here, except they are getting a little bit sun bleached, as I said before. So this is my Philodendron Gloriosum. Sorry if it's really bright, but the lights are really bright. You can see that the leaves are a little bit more like light green / pinky red, yellow. It's just getting a little bit too much light, so I think putting it in a shaded shelf would really help that one. There were some pests on this guy before, but I don't really think I see any, but I am going to be taking all of them to the sink and giving them a rinse off just in case. Alright, so another plant I wanted to chat about that's doing really well in the grow tent is this Philodendron Mame. And I got this one quite a few months ago, and it was fully rooted and everything, but there was a part of stem that had fallen off and was completely no leaves or anything like that. So I did node propagate that in sphagnum moss, and this is that little guy here. So it is in soil now. It is so cute. It is putting out a lot of different leaves. So I think we have about 3 different growth points in total. So the big one and 2 on the little node. But it is getting a little bit too much sun. As you can see, the leaves look a little bit bleached. So again, that's one that I want to give a little bit less light to. I do want to chat about one that I am actually struggling with at the moment. Well, it's not struggling right now, but it did have a little bit of a thrips outbreak. And this is my Philodendron Melanochrysum. So it has some beautiful heart-shaped velvety leaves, but you can see it's like a whole long stem of nothing. So I do want to chop and prop this because we do have some like auxiliary buds. So they are like little points on the node that can produce new growth. We have some down here as well. So I'm thinking that I will chop this off, and then the base will produce some new growth points. So I'm going to take everything out, give the grow tent a clean, and then pop the new shelves in. This was actually really satisfying. I have dusted out the bottom of the grow tent before, but I've never deep cleaned it with like a cleaning solution, and there was a lot of dirt, so I would recommend cleaning things. Oh my god, they totally fit. I didn't actually think they would fit because they seem too big, but I actually think that's actually perfect. You can see the light can trickle down, so I think that the lower light plants will be really happy here. I don't know if this is going to be too much light. At the top you can't really see. So up there it's really, really bright there. But I'm thinking maybe I could put some of like my succulents from outside there, or, you know, just leave it empty. I haven't decided yet. But I'm going to water all these plants because they're all pretty thirsty, clean off their leaves and pop them back in. All right, so we're now in the kitchen. I did just water the melanochrysum. I did clean off the leaves as well. I really do want to propagate this because this just is like not attractive. So I'm really confused on where to cut this. I feel like, let's have a little look. So we do have an auxiliary bud there and there and there. I think I might actually cut it off here and then have this node and this node that I can pop into water or perlite, whatever I feel, just because I don't like this one being so close to the new growth. I just want to make sure that I do have something that survives. So I think I am going to chop it right here, right after the auxiliary bud. So we're going to cut it on a 45-degree angle. All right. So I am going to pop this back into the grow tent and let that create some growth on its own. And then this guy, I will just trim off a little bit of excess stem. And then I'm going to let that callus over for about half an hour and then pop that probably in water. Another thing I wanted to update you guys on was some of my propagations from my last propagation video, and these were living in the Mars Hydro Grow Tent. I have some Syngonium chia pens cuttings and then some Philodendron bipennifolium. And they have been rooting up really nicely. So it's weird because the bottom node that's fully submerged in water of the Syngonium chia pens hasn't done anything, but we do have some really nice root growth on the top node. So I would give that a little bit of extra time and that should be ready to plant soon. This Syngonium chia pens has some really nice root growth. We have some secondary roots coming out. It just looks so pretty. That actually probably could go in soil, but I'm going to wait for all of them to be ready to pot up together. Again, the Philodendron bipennifolium is doing really, really well. I just love propagating in the grow tent because the root growth is insanely quick. So look at all those roots. They look so healthy. They don't care that it's winter time. It's actually really, really warm here at the moment. Like, I'm wearing shorts today. I'm actually a little bit hot in this crew neck sweater that I'm wearing, but that means spring is coming. I'm so excited. I actually cannot wait for spring. I am so over winter. So I'm going to pop these all back and pop them back in my grow tent. All right, so I've cleaned out the grow tent. I'll show you guys what that looks like in a second, but I really, really want to propagate my Monstera Thai Constellation, but I'm scared because the nodes are so close together. Let's go have a look at it. All right, so this is my Thai Constellation. She's a beauty. She's getting really, really big. You can see how big the leaves are. This is the newest leaf here. So it's got a lot, oh, let it focus. It's got a lot of white segmental variegation. But I feel like I want to propagate it. I'm not sure why, but I've really been thinking about it for a while. The only problem is that I find the nodes are so close together. So I'm going to zoom you in. So here you are zoomed in on the nodes, and as you can see, each node is just so close together. Let's have a look. I don't have any aerial roots on the newest growth yet, which is this one here. So I would be a little bit scared to propagate that one. I do have this huge aerial root coming out of this node. And so I'm thinking that's probably the best place to chop it. Oh gosh, I'm so nervous. So that'll have 3 leaves. I'm so scared. But I really want to do it because I don't like how it's like angled this way, and if I chop and prop it, I can like make it look a little bit prettier on a moss pole or something. All right, let's just do it. Let's do it before I back out. I got a knife because it was really thick. Ooh, it's cute. Okay. All right, 3, 2, 1. Oh, she's thick. Oh dear. Oh gosh. That is so thick. Look at that. And look at that sexy aerial roots. So because this is so dang thick, I think I'm definitely gonna let it callus over for, I don't know, a few hours before I do anything with it. I'm thinking I might propagate this one in perlite. Look at the size of this cutting compared to me. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did it. I'm gonna get massive regrets after this, but look, oh my gosh. Okay, so we're gonna let that callus over. Oh, my baby looks so small now. Look how small she looks. We have a leaf dying off at the bottom, but that's totally fine. Oh, she's so cute. Okay. Alright, so this is what inside the grow tent is looking like now. I'm thinking it looks so much better, but I'm having a little bit of problem on where to put the really big plants, so that's an issue. But we're going to be doing some trial and errors. I'll give you a little mini tour. So at the top, I did put just a normal glass of water. I do this to help keep the humidity up in the tent. I did also add these 2 propagations of some different epiphyllums. These were just living outside, and you know, it's winter at the moment, so I thought they'd be getting a lot more light and heat inside the tent. And I'm thinking they could probably stand that amount of light, but you know, we'll see. On this second shelf down, I have the melanochrysum base, I have my variegated string of hearts, and I have my Hoya, the outside variegated one, right at the back there. Over here, I have some propagations of my Philodendron Pink Princess. These were node propagations that I've recently put into soil, maybe about a week ago. And then I have my string of turtles here. Oops, absolutely love that one. Underneath here, I have the Mame at the back. I do then have this Xanthosoma, I believe it's called. So this one I think is the Mickey Mouse Xanthosoma, but then I also got told that it wasn't, so I'm really not sure. I know it's some kind of Xanthosoma. Then I have my Alocasia cuprea. This was recently in one of my favorites videos. Look at these leaves, they're insane. And I also found yesterday that it's actually flowering at the moment. Like, how cool is that? I don't actually know much about alocasia flowers. I don't know how to pollinate them or anything like that, but it is really cute because it means it's probably really happy in here. Over in the front here, I have my gloriosum that we saw before. I have a dragon scale alocasia, which is not doing as well as the Alocasia cuprea, but still doing fine. And then right at the back here, I have a silver dragon alocasia that's very full. It's like, I just repotted it because it's so full in the pot. In the middle between the 2 shelves, I have this pink princess that honestly doesn't have much pink at all. Like, there you go, there's the pink. It's really annoying. I don't know, I'm gonna just try and see if I can get some pink from it, but you know, I'm not holding my breath. At the back, we did have a Philodendron mexicanum, and this one's growing really nicely. You can see how thin and small it was when it first started out. And now it's really thickened up ever since I actually cut off the tip. And we have some beautiful new growth with the nice like orangey, maroony backs. That one's doing really well. This one loves to put out aerial roots, so I'm guessing it really wants to climb on something. But you know, I don't have space for that, so I'm sorry, Mexicanum, that's not gonna happen. And in the bottom here, I have some propagations, so Monstera, Squamiferum, some marble queens at the back. I also have this, what's it called? Anthurium. This one actually was beautiful when I first got it. It was huge, but it died off to a stump right after shipping, so I think it kind of just freaked out. But now we have 2 different growth points on it, so it is doing well. But I thought it probably wouldn't want as much light, so I'm just keeping it on the bottom yet there. Oh, and then this one at the front here is my Gigas. Again, it probably wants something to climb on, but you know, I don't have room for that, so it's just gonna have to survive there. All right, guys, so that is it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, then please hit the thumbs up, and if you haven't already, then hit subscribe. Also, let me know in a comment if you think that I should propagate my Thai constellation in water or perlite. I definitely would like to know what you think, because I'm so nervous about that one. If it doesn't survive, I'm gonna be absolutely heartbroken. But anyway, I will see you guys in my next video. All right, bye.